everyone, thank you for tuning into my Law of Attraction personal development channel. Today I'm going to share with you the top 8 mistakes that I see people making when using the Law of Attraction, and I've made a lot of these mistakes myself, so my intention for you is to obviously not make these mistakes so you can manifest your desires in a easy, quickly, and effortless way. And then stay tuned because I will be also sharing a Law of Attraction story at the very end. So let's just jump right into it. So the first mistake I see is people focusing on what they think they can have versus what they actually want. So what they think they can have versus what they actually want. So we have been taught a lot of lies growing up by adults that obviously meant well, but didn't know the truths of these laws. So a lot of times when we start using the Law of Attraction, we're still in the old mindset of what we think is possible for us, but something that we're not really excited about. It's not something that we really want. We might just kind of like be dabbling into the Law of Attraction and trying to make it easy for the Law of Attraction when really we don't need to make it easy at all for God, for the universe, for source. We just need to really figure out and decide on what we want and not think about the path and how that's going to come to us. So the first mistake is, again, I see a lot of people really focusing on what they think is possible for them, maybe what they think is easiest, but not really focusing on something that really excites them or something that would fulfill them, because they're still worrying about the path and how that could possibly unfold for them with where they're at right now. And again, that is none of your responsibility. That's none of your business as far as how the path's going to unfold. Your only responsibility is deciding on what you want and feeling good about it. So that's the first mistake I see. The second one I see a lot of, and this is a mistake that I made. I made this mistake quite a few times, and this is being too general, being way too general. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you decide that you want more money, right? So the best way of going about this is deciding the dollar amount that you would like, okay? So a lot of people might say, I want more money. Well, if you manifest or you find $20, that could be your manifestation, right? But we're thinking probably we want more than the 20 bucks. So the best thing to do is to get specific as specific as you can while still feeling good. Abraham Hicks talks a lot about this. Be as specific as you can while still feeling good. Now, if you have to be pretty general in order to stay in that good feeling, like if you do give a dollar amount and it feels like there's some resistance there, either lower the dollar amount or just get general and say that, you know, you have more money, but just don't be shocked if it's not the dollar amount that you might be wishing for because you didn't give a specific amount, if that makes sense. So be as specific as you can while still feeling good, okay? Another example is just saying like, I want a boyfriend or I want a girlfriend. Well, here's a guy, here's a girl. That's your manifestation, you know? So again, be as specific as you can and watch what happens. So that's the second thing. The third one is not being consistent. So in order to really call in a manifestation, whatever it is that you're focusing on, it really needs to build up that momentum. It really needs to build up that positive vibration that you're inviting into your life. So there's obviously a reason why you don't have it, and it needs to build up that momentum in order to receive it or allow it. So one of the mistakes I see a lot is, let's say visualizing is a technique for you in order to attract something. So what you want to do is you want to be consistent, meaning you want to do this every single day. Now, it's kind of the same thing as, let's say, people are losing weight with the law of attraction and not dieting or not, eating healthy foods. But let's just go back to how we were normally taught to lose weight, which was eating healthy and exercising, right? So it's kind of like, let's say if you on Monday eat a salad and you eat really healthy and you have a healthy breakfast and you exercise, and then Tuesday you eat, cheeseburger and fries, and then Wednesday you're back on the healthy, kick, and then Thursday you eat fried chicken and, junk food. It's like, it's not really getting you anywhere. You're kind of going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and no momentum is really being built up. It's kind of the same thing. So you really need to be consistent in order to attract what you want. And let's say you do miss a day, then just double up on the next day, So that's really something to keep in mind. Be consistent if you want to really see those results. So the fourth thing I see a lot of is people focusing on the how and the when. The how and the when. How's it going to come? How's it going to come? When's it going to come? When's it going to come? And all that's really doing is delaying your manifestation, because you are getting involved in a task that is not yours. It's not your responsibility. It's like getting involved in a job that wasn't, meant for you. Your job is to focus on what you want and why you want it, because when you focus on the why, it kind of gives you those good feelings of like, oh yeah, that's why I want it. Yep, exactly. And it's getting you into that like vibration of like feeling like you already have it. So your job is to focus on the what and the why, but leave the how and the when up to the universe, up to God, up to source. Leave that. That is not your responsibility. Just drop it. Just drop it. And if you are tempted to start thinking about the how and the when, just realize that it's like it's like an equation. It's like the how plus the when equals delaying your manifestation, So just remember that if you feel tempted, there's no good outcome in thinking about the how and the when. So that's the fourth one. The fifth one is doing the vibrational work and then telling a different story or telling what is. So meaning, going back to manifesting, let's say, more money, and let's say your technique is visualizing or affirmations. So you do the vibrational work, right? And let's say your desire, you're gonna manifest $10,000. Like that's what you would like. So you do affirmations on manifesting $10,000, and then you go tell your friends or go tell your coworker, and you're having a conversation about how broke you are. So here you are contradicting what you just did. You just did affirmations, you got into that vibration, feeling good, and then you're telling a different story of the what is, and you don't want more of what is. That's what you are recreating. You're wanting to recreate a new truth. You're wanting to recreate a new story. So you can't tell one story of what you want and then tell a different story later that day or the next day and expect any difference, So you really have to ignore what is going on in your life when it comes to money or relationships. If you want something different, you really have to turn your back on it and not give it any really emotional charge or thoughts. You really are just focusing on what you want. So again, don't contradict yourself. You have to be committed to what you want or what is and what's going on, and so just be mindful of that, of telling two different stories. So that is what I see a lot of. Number 6 is making one manifestation responsible for another. And again, this was one that I was pretty guilty at. And sometimes I can still kind of be tempted into doing this. So what I mean is making one manifestation responsible for another is, I'll give you an example. So let's say you want to attract a new car. And so most people obviously think that to get the car the new car, you need money, right? Makes logical sense, right? How are you going to get the car? You need more money. So, but you have to realize that the car and money are two separate manifestations, okay? So if you say, I have to have money to get the car, you are getting involved in the how, because the car can come to you in many different ways. The car can come to you by winning a competition. The car could just be given to you. Yes, you could get money and then with that money buy the car, but you're eliminating the different paths or the different ways the car can come to you. You're saying, universe, I only want it through this way. I want the money so I can use the money on the car. Okay, so that's a reason why it can be a mistake in going about it that way. Also, your desire is the car, it's not the money. So you get more excited if you just zero in on what you really want, which is the car. So that's another reason why it can delay or be a mistake in going about it that way. Not to say that you can't focus on the money. You can focus on the money, manifest money, and then you can do whatever you want with the money. But generally, if your excitement is for getting the car, then it's going to come easier to you because you're really focusing on what your true core desire is, which is the car and not the green stuff, you know? So that's another thing that I see a lot of. And honestly, I still sometimes like fall into that. And I'm like, okay, what is it that I really want? So the seventh mistake that I see is taking action too soon. Taking action too soon. So when you are in the process of manifesting a desire, whether it's, you know, money, relationship, job, whatever it may be, your job is to feel and act as if you already have it now. That's your job. It's the emotional journey. It's the believing and trusting that it's coming. So that's your job, is to feel and believe that you have it now, whether it's talking about it, whether it's visualizing it, whatever it is, whatever it takes to get you into that good feeling place. That's your responsibility. Now, what happens is, because again, we've been taught this since, you know, we were kids, that you have to take action. You have to take action. You know, you have to take action. You have to write out a list of how it's possible, how it can come, what are all the ways, what you can do about it. And what that does is it puts you in a very, like, a lack vibration where the path can't come to you. You just keep getting more lack and more lack and more lack. So the only time, what you're doing is you're taking vibrational action. That's the action. So people think that, you know, there's no power in the vibrational action. That's where all the power is the vibrational action. That's where the power lies, you know. That's where you're really inviting what you want into your life, is that vibrational action. And what I mean by vibrational action is the affirmations, the visualizing, the talking about what you want, the telling the story of what you want, the pretending, the playing, you know, being childlike about what it is that you want. That's action. That is the true power of manifesting your biggest dreams and your biggest goals and your biggest desires. It's not the action that we've been so trained to believe. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, once you do that the work, then what happens is it depends on the person and it depends on the thing or the manifestation, but what happens is you will have a nudge, or you'll get a thought, or something will come into your mind, some type of thought or idea will come into your mind to take action. That's when you need to take action, is when you get that inspired nudge, when you get that like rush of, whew, that was such a great idea. Ooh, that feels so good. Like, I need to do this. Like, that's a good sign. That's when you know you're on the right path. It's not like, I should do this, but I don't want to. no, that's not where that's not where the manifestation is going to come from. It's going to come from you doing the vibrational work and then you getting that inspired idea. Sometimes you won't get the inspired idea. Sometimes it'll literally just like fall into your lap, you know? It just really kind of, it really depends. It comes to you in all different sorts of ways. So that's what I see a lot, is people taking action too soon before they've lined up with feeling good, and then waiting for that inspired nudge. That's what your job is, to feel good and then wait for that inspired nudge or that idea, and then take action. You do not want to do it before that, because it's kind of like starting all over again. Then you got to feel good because you're in that lack vibration, because what you did do as far as your action didn't pan out, and it just kind of like kept you busy, and you got nothing from it. So that's a mistake I see a lot, is taking action too soon before you got that inspired nudge to take action. So the eighth one, the last one, is I see a lot of too, and I've been guilty of this one as well, is being jealous and envious of people that have what you desire. Being jealous and envious of people that have what you desire. So again, what that's doing is delaying your manifestation, delaying what you want to come into your life. When you look at people that have what you want, celebrate their success, celebrate, like jump up and down, get happy for them, because all it's doing is showing you what's possible for you. There is no difference between you and that other person. The only difference is that person is in alignment with what they want. That's it. That's it. They're just in alignment with what they want. That's all. That's all it is. Isn't that just crazy? That's the only difference between you and them. That they're just more in alignment. That they just have a better mindset about it. Like, that's the only difference. That's it. So, and also what you're doing, secondly, what you're doing is when you are celebrating their success, you're inviting it into your life as well. Like, you're saying yes to it. And if you are jealous and you are saying, well, why can't I have that? Well, why don't I have that? What you're doing is you are propelling that from you. You're saying actually no to it. That's actually what you're doing. Isn't that amazing? Is that like when you're jealous, when you're envious, you're actually saying no to what you want, and you don't even realize it. You're not even realizing you're actually saying no. You're uninviting it into your life is what you're doing. You're saying, nope, don't want it. Nope, nope. And it doesn't obviously feel that way. It just feels like a normal reaction, but that's really actually what you're doing. So I want you to start celebrating people that have what you want, saying, I can have that. I just got to get into a good feeling place about it. That's it. That's the only difference. So I hope that was really helpful to you. And I promised a law of attraction story for you. And this is kind of one of my favorite law of attraction stories, about how this gentleman was actually homeless, and he manifested a job into his life in literally just 2 weeks. So I'm going to read this story to you. So it starts off by saying, I almost gave up on the law of attraction. After living the life of my dreams, I found myself living on the street for 2 years. I felt abandoned by everyone. It was the middle of the winter and I had nowhere to go. So I traveled the country looking for employment, but with no luck. I heard it was possible to change your life in 30 days using the law of attraction. So I put it to the ultimate test. The knowledge from The Secret became part of my daily reading, listening, and I put it into place with everything I heard. Little did I know how fast things would come to me. I needed a job, any job, but I wanted a job that provided me freedom, put me in the center of a lot of action, allowed me to contribute and expand the company while being appreciated for my work. I was so happy knowing that it was on the way. As long as I felt that way, it had to. Within 2 weeks, I landed a job as a radio DJ during a chance meeting. I've been here for 7 months and I've increased advertising revenue by 2,000%. Created a new division specifically to help artists raise money without relying on CD sales or getting gigs. I now manage 2 up-and-coming artists and formed an artist collaborative to assist new talent in making it in the industry. My boss loves my work, and I've been called our station's best DJ, which is exactly what my intention was. I now have my dream job, and I'm so happy and grateful for the position I'm in. Great things just keep coming my way, and I'm always reaching for bigger and better dreams. There seems to be no end in sight when just 7 months ago, I was in a pit of despair with no way out. That was my greatest blessing, to be forced to dream a dream that brought me into a new reality. If anyone doubts the secret, take it from me, it works. And he puts "it works" in caps. So I just think that's a really great story because it really just shows you how fast it can really change when you trust that your thoughts and your feelings are all it takes. So I hope that this was really helpful to you. If you thought it was helpful, please share this video with someone that it might boost their mood or might give them more confidence using the law of attraction. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you feel so inclined to, you can support my channel by becoming a Patreon. There's bonus perks when you become a patron and you support my channel. So until next time, thank you so much for watching.